Can you hear that? Is that okay? Sorry. And I went to the church in Fish Lake, and I've never seen pews in an English church put to such good use. You've got clothes, you've got food, you've got domestos, you've got mops. It was all beautifully, regimentally laid out. And it was all being run by the captain at the time, the church warden and his wife, and no disrespect to them and some of their friends, but they must have been what I would call senior citizens. And they were running this massive operation, and it was just like Piccadilly, with people coming in, as you said earlier, coming out with goods and everything else. And someone had come over from Bradford and said they'd had some floods up there. You will need domestos and bleach, here's some, and tomorrow we'll bring more, because when the water goes away, that's when the trouble starts. And indeed, once the circus leaves and the press have gone because the water's gone, that is when this community over there is going to need our continued support. And we're not talking weeks, we will be talking months. And I looked at these dear people and I said to the church warden's wife, Ruth, I said, Ruth, how are you getting on? How many people have you got helping? She says, well, my volunteers are all quite elderly, but we are getting tired. And so I have spoken to one or two people to see what we can do, engaging cadets and what have you, and other people, to come and produce some sort of backup team that can sustain this support, because they are going to need it. And I said, where's your help coming from? She says it's coming from everywhere. She said, we've just had 3 people from one of the mosques in Bolton who have come across and delivered 200 freshly made sandwiches today and some hot food, and they say they are coming back tomorrow. I said, did you say Bolton? She said, yes. I said, I think they were the people that were first in from the mosque in Bolton when there were the floods in Cumbria. So Rotherham and Sheffield, you were slow off the mark, but joking apart, it was a marvellous gesture that the people from your communities out there should have come and helped so soon, and I say thank you to you for that. I have to say, if I may, I feel rather frightened quoting from the Bible in front of all these esteemed people on my left. I've got a bishop, the former head of the Methodist Church, a few imams, and the good old man here from Doncaster from the Unitarian Church. But in our communion service, we have a great line that we say, all things come from you, and of your own do we give you. And I think that is a lesson that is being shown quite clearly to everybody that I'm meeting today. The generosity of heart, spirit, time, money, everything is coming together. You cannot tell the speed with which water is going to move. We've all built castles for our kids on the beach with sand and thought we're waterproof, and suddenly the water finds you out, it finds the weak link. And it was a perfect storm that happened over there at Fish Lake. It is most unfortunate. The resolute and dogmatic and stubbornness and pride of people in the community spirit is tremendous. I want to move on to the first thing that Abdul said about children remaining racism. Now, we all think we know what racism is, but one of the incredible things about Brexit is, one of my friends told me, he thinks he now really understands racism, because he comes from the north like me, and he was down in London. It's my son-in-law, in fact, and he was in the city, and he warned them that in his view the result of the Brexit would be that we would leave. And he, as he quite clearly says, he said, I voted to leave, and I went into the office the next day, and I was vilified by everybody who all thought they were all Remainers. And he said to me, I think I now know what it must be like to be a black person in a white community, or an Asian in a white community. You've been labelled with this thing, you're a leaver. And from that moment on, he said, and he told me this, I suddenly felt for the first time, let me put it like this, I thought I knew what it was like to be in your skin, in a community where basically people are of a different colour. And it was quite a shock to me when that fell away, but I just understood what it was about. Now, we are here today for this great gathering, and I love these events, and it's the first time I've actually been to this mosque, so it's a great pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me. But I've been to quite a few of the mosques, and I'm on a journey as Lord Lieutenant, trying to get to know as much as I can of the people that live and make and shape our society and our community here in South Yorkshire. And I've been to mosques, I've been to Sikh temples, I've been to Hindu temples, and I'm going around churches. I've been to the old Catholic church, I need to go to more. Because when you go to a church of any particular denomination, it matters not. But it's not like going to a professional body where they're all stockbrokers, or they're all lawyers, or they're all builders or bakers. You get a complete eclectic mix of people in there. And it's a way of understanding. And I started this journey some time ago because I looked at South Yorkshire when I was High Sheriff, not doing as good a job as the present High Sheriff is. I can tell you, he's everywhere. He's like a Scarlet Pimpernel, can't get away from him. When I started this journey, I was aware of the faith groups and the great work they do, but in this secular society in which we live, I reckon if you put all the religions together in a pot, you might represent 15 to 20% of the people that live in South Yorkshire. The others are not interested, connected, or they're not openly connected until things go wrong with any particular religion. Therefore, I was trying to find ways of getting the secular part of our community more greatly engaged. And I think what the faith communities have done is fantastic. I think your open mosque days are fantastic. And I know that other churches reciprocate the other way around. But there is a danger I fear, and I know you all so well enough to be able to speak like this, that people will come to your mosque and say, I've ticked the box, I've been to a mosque, I'm now all out for social conclusion. I can get my community cohesion badge from the guys because I've actually been to the mosque. And it goes the other way. And I want our journey to be, how are we going to get the next stage, where there is an ongoing relationship and a communication and an ongoing integration, because there is no doubt, as has been said, it doesn't matter what colour, creed you are or anything else, when the chips are down, as there has been in Doncaster. I went out there and it was horrendous. But the prime thing I had was a feeling of great pride in the human condition and the human individual and man's humanity to man. And I just think there's so much just under the surface of good. We hear so much bad stuff and everyone's dissing this and dissing that. There's so much under the surface just waiting to get out, like our young people need to blossom, and they are our future. And so all I say is thank you, everybody here, for all that you are doing. Long may it continue. And if there's anything I can do to help bring us all together, to make South Yorkshire a better place for people to live and work, then please let me know. Thank you.